Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft, where in the last episode we built our crystal cave village that you can see behind me, and it still currently does not have a name. We will be giving it one today, but I'm recording this clip pretty much right after last week's episode went out, so I want to give you guys a bit more time. But before we start doing anything with today's episode, I want to ask you guys, do you notice anything wrong with this image you're seeing on your screen? Possibly just to my right arm, over a little bit. Just can you see that there? Looks a lot like a zombie arm, doesn't it? We've had a bit of a problem. As you can see, ouch, whoop, let's not do that, I got thorns on. Our tombstone cutters here have been zombified, and I genuinely have no idea how. And as you can see, the rest of my villagers are completely fine, all a-okay. It's literally just my stonecutters, so I'm guessing something must have spawned inside, although I truthfully have no idea how they would have managed that. Because I was thinking maybe they got them through the door, but if that was the case, then surely the rest of them would be zombies too. So yeah, who really knows? But I am gonna cure them, of course. I've got my weakness potion and golden apples, but I'm gonna have to somehow separate them, because otherwise the first one to be cured is gonna be eaten by his roommate here. I really do not want to hit these guys, but I'm thinking if I can get a block there, hit this guy. Oh no, I need to do it again, but go further back. I'm gonna do it once more. Back. Oh, I need to get him in that corner and this guy over here. Come on, just shift your way over there. Look, the door's open. You can go outside. Please go outside. Okay, I completely did not record that. It was a very tense, sudden split-second moment. But as you can see, they're both separated. Time to get my weakness potion, and hopefully I can hit them both here. Please don't hit the trapdoor or me or the lantern. We'll see. Can we both give them a golden apple? There's one for you, and there is one for you. Wonderful. That is extremely loud. My ears are kind of hurting. I really have no idea how on earth they would have been bitten by a zombie. Obviously, the zombies can walk all around this cave. I'm perfectly understanding of that. But as far as getting inside, I have no idea. Could they have like parkoured from the trapdoor through that little hole? Obviously, these trapdoors are usually shut. That's not a problem. I reckon maybe they just got too close to the trapdoors and they bit them through it, which in that case does not really reassure me for the safety of the rest of our villagers, especially this guy who just loves to hang out right by the trapdoors. But anyway, while these guys are doing that and returning back to their normal selves, who should now have a reduced price, which is wonderful. That's great. That's a bonus of this happening, I guess. Allow me to explain what we're going to be doing today, and that is sugarcane farm. Yep, we're going to be making a ginormous one because I would actually like to trade with these villagers here, and we have 3 librarians in this room and then 4 cartographers here, all nicely positioned in their corners, and of course all of those villagers here have a paper trade, meaning we got 7 paper trades in total, so that definitely seems like the smartest thing to trade with these guys. Aha, there we go. They are both back to normal. Let's just check this guy isn't a zombie again. No, he is not. I'm kind of tempted to leave these guys like this, but I can always split them up again. It's not really too big a deal. Please be careful. There is a swinging pickaxe that you nearly walked into again. Villager, just don't move. Stay. Do they want a pickaxe to the face? Because it sure seems like it. There we go. And we'll close that back up. And hopefully you're now safe and sound, although I'm still really not too sure if they actually are. Is there any holes here that they could get in through? No, I am genuinely bamboozled with that. Our village needs some protection, and it can't always be me, unfortunately, which is why I am going to recruit this Mr. Iron Golem right here. So obviously, guys, he's going to need a name, so let me know your suggestions down in the comments below. And he is off to a simply marvelous start, spinning around like crazy. Okay, my friend, you protect the villagers, I have to go build a sugarcane farm. So in front of me, I have a big long list of all of the items that we are going to need to make this sugarcane farm, most of which are easily attainable for me, with the exception of one, and that is packed ice. I currently have maybe 1 or 2 regular ice blocks, and I know I could build an ice farm and just craft the packed ice, but I don't really want to do that. I think it's just going to be quicker if we head out to our nearest iceberg biome and or ice spikes biome and just gather a bunch up, and hopefully that should probably be enough to keep me going for quite a long while. It's not often I need packed ice. We have finally arrived, and it didn't actually take too long at all really, only 10 minutes maybe, so in the grand scheme of things and comparing that to some of my other journeys I've made in this world, not too bad at all really. So I'm gonna ruin this biome, and I don't really like to do that with rare biomes like the ice spikes one over here, but it's okay because if we do ever want to build in an ice spikes biome, there's actually a second one a few hundred blocks that way on the other end of this tundra biome. So we got that one there to build in if we ever see fit, but this one, well, I'm just gonna demolish it pretty much. You know, I really thought I was going to have to destroy the majority, or at least a large portion of this ice spikes biome, but no. This tiny little corner right here has yielded more than enough packed ice for today's episode, so I'm going to take this home. Of course, grab Buddy before I leave. Don't worry, he didn't wander off. I put him in a little hole in the ground here, so he doesn't do that. We'll fill it in nicely because we want to keep this area spick and span, right? Yeah, definitely. Buddy, come back. Yeah, I'm going to take Buddy home, drop off the packed ice, and gather up the rest of my supplies for the sugarcane farm. So all of the items inside of these 2 double chests right here, I think is everything I'm going to need. Not too bad at all really, with the exception of these 7.5 stack of pistons. Not cheap at all. So before we start placing down any blocks, I would like to scout out a location to actually build this in, and I am going to do it on the surface. I'm honestly thinking somewhere just over this small hill here, somewhere on a stone ground. Now I was kind of hoping there would be some flatter surfaces around. Maybe I could do some leveling around here, although I feel like that's just going to be a bit too close. However, we do need it semi-close because I would like to have it loaded all of the time. Maybe over there could be really cool. Yeah, this should be fine for the sugarcane farm itself. That is going to be roughly 30 by 30 blocks in width and length. Height doesn't really matter in this scenario. But obviously, we're not going to just build a giant ugly sugarcane farm right next to our base and just leave it there on display. No, we're going to be covering it up with a pretty mega build that I'm really excited to show you. However, that's going to have to be next episode, next week, because it's pretty big, guys. I'm not going to have time to do it in this episode too, but that build is going to be about 47 by 47 blocks. So let's just round up to 50 by 50. I need to make sure that it will actually fit in this area. So I'm going to have to find the center-ish of this area and measure outwards and make sure we got enough room. So I think that is near enough the center. It really doesn't have to be exact. But before we start building the sugarcane farm, I need to figure out the foundations here. Because we're going to be covering it up completely, we have to start building it at the right Y level, meaning it's got to go, you know, beginning right in the floor. So say I want the floor to end up being the next block lower. If I started building it up here, well, I'm going to have problems when it comes to covering it up. So the grand task before we start doing any of the redstone and farming stuff is to bring over my haste beacon, I think, and just kind of make a nice platform that will definitely be able to fit on what we'll be building in the next episode. So here it is, our brand new sugarcane farm, as well as a couple of friends over there who will be getting an arrow to the face very shortly. But let me talk about the farm first of all. So this, of course, as you may have guessed, is not my design. Nothing ever is in my videos that is slightly technical. This is a design from Tango Tech. You guys know him. I'm going to do my best to remember to leave a link to it down in the description below, his tutorial that is. But if I do forget, which I sometimes do, just type in on YouTube, Tango Tech sugarcane farm, you'll be sure to find it. But the great thing about this thing, not only is it completely lossless, so every single sugarcane that is harvested here will end up in this chest. As you can see, they're all flowing in now. But it's actually completely tileable. So where we have these 16 pistons and 16 sugarcane just before that glass there, this is like one module, and you can go up as much as you want, you can go to the sides as much as you want, and you can go in the length as much as you want. So I've actually got, I think, 30 modules in total. Which is probably overkill for what I need. And whilst I've been building this, don't shoot me yet, I'm not ready, we have got this much sugarcane. However, it's technically only from the bottom half pretty much. I made a bit of a mistake in the time-lapse while building the top section, and it wasn't harvesting at all. Well, it was harvesting, but it wasn't flowing the sugarcane like it is now. So yeah, I don't know how fast this actually is. What I'm going to do once I clear my inventory a bit is take all of this with me, leave it for maybe 15 minutes, and then we can get a good idea of what the rates are. But first, I have a couple of pests to deal with. So I'm sorry, friends, but you're looking way too angry. Some of you need to get some swords to the face. My head is feeling a little woozy, but I think I should be okay. So as I said, I am now going to empty this chest and return here in 15 minutes. I'm actually going to set a timer from right now. Maybe I have to do like 14 minutes and a half. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to get a good idea of the hourly rate of this thing. Hopefully it remains chunk loaded. It should do, because we're only heading over to our Crystal Cave village. Just a bit, yeah, it's that way. Literally just over that hill. So as I fall down the hill here, we arrive at our Crystal Cave, which definitely needs a name, and I'll be telling you guys what it is in just 1 second. But before then, let's make sure we got no zombie villagers. Okay, good. The 3 librarians are still alive. That's like the main one. We got all of our cartographers. Very nice. Do we have our stone cutters? No, we don't. Why do we not have our stone cutters? That is bizarre to me. I have no idea. Our butcher is still alive. Okay, that's nice. We still, well, our cleric, who currently isn't a cleric, is still in there. And we got these 3 guys over here. That's so strange. Why are the stone cutters not in here anymore? I just don't understand how there's nothing in here at all. I mean, it perplexed me enough when the zombie villagers were in here, but the fact that there's nothing, I don't understand. Are they behind here at all? I mean, trapdoors sometimes causes issues with certain things. Maybe that could be to do with it. But zombie villagers don't despawn, do they? I thought that was kind of like the whole deal with them. You know, if a zombie or a villager that you had did happen to get bit, they wouldn't, you know, disappear like normal mobs do? Or is that not the case? Did I just get lucky with the last ones? I honestly have no idea what's happened here. I'm just glad it's the stonecutters and not my librarians or cartographers, for example. I guess that guy up there could have been responsible. Not that he's really at fault, but maybe if they somehow did zombify, he potentially could have hit them through there maybe, or the trapdoors. But I just don't see how that's possible. I'm really confused. If any of you have any idea, please let me know down in the comments. I would like to get to the bottom of this. So I'm not going to put any more villagers in there until I at least see your guys' comments. I just want to kind of get an idea of what's actually going on there, and maybe some changes I need to make with the design of this house potentially. I'm very confused, but instead we're going to give this place a name. So I actually had a lot of really similar ideas and suggestions from you guys, which is not a bad thing at all. They were all very usable ones, and it was kind of related to what I have been calling this place, which is just like the Crystal Cave, right? it was kind of all sorts of variations of that. We had the cluster caverns, the crystal caverns, the cluster cave, all those sorts of things. All of them, as I said, very, very usable. But one of them stood out to me in particularly, and that was the crystal cavity. And that was a suggestion from Hot and Spicy, so thank you very much to them. I think it is a really nice word for it, cavity. I know it may sound a bit disgusting if you immediately, think of teeth and that sort of thing, but that's not, technically the actual definition. It's sort of just like a hole inside of a place, I guess. And we haven't really got a cave here. It literally is just like a hole in the mountain here. It's a cavity. The mountain has a cavity, and it just so happens to be a very, very pretty one. So I've just done a little bit of trading here with my villagers, at least the ones who have a paper trade. I turned all that sugarcane that we got from the farm into paper and gave it to these guys. So this guy is now a journeyman, this guy is an apprentice, and this guy is still at novice level because he doesn't currently have a paper trade. But we've managed to get 36 emeralds and a bonus 5 lanterns, so that's great. And the trades have become even cheaper, so I could get an Unbreaking 3 book for 1 emerald. I might actually... Oh, I don't have any books on me right now. Okay, maybe later I'll come back and get a couple of these. But yeah, that's not too shabby. Once our sugarcane farm is fully up and running, which now it actually is, and it is nearing the 15-minute mark, we should be able to get plenty and plenty of paper to suffice myself with just enough emeralds. Not a crazy amount, but enough for what I'm going to need. I just realized I've kept pausing the game and I've had to quit a couple of times for a replay mod and that sort of thing, so it has not been exactly 15 minutes, but I'm guessing it's been around about then. As I said, I don't need a perfect estimation. I need an estimation. It doesn't have to be a perfect number. And in roughly 15 minutes we have got, let's let the last pieces come in. Let's just round that to 5 stacks of sugarcane. So per hour, we can get, maths, hang on, how do we leave it for? 15. We can get 20 stacks of sugarcane every hour, which really is pretty good going. And I mean, if you look at the size of the thing that we're going to be building around this in the next episode, we got some wiggle room here. Maybe future expansion could be made to the farm. Definitely not upwards, we don't have room for that, but maybe 1 more module on each side. Or I guess technically 6 modules on each side. Back over here at the crystal cavity for 1 minute, just because I would like to explain a couple of things I saw pointed out to me in the comments down below last episode. Sir, why are you trying to drown yourself? Is it really that bad in here? Please stop it, please. So I saw a lot of people suggesting to just let the villagers out, let them roam free in the caves, and whilst I would love to do that because they cannot get out, stuff can very, very easily get in. And I usually sleep through the night, but I'm not always 100% perfect with it. Occasionally I will miss one, maybe I'm underground, or I just forget sometimes. It's not going to take much for a zombie to walk in here and kill one that's late to go into bed. So yeah, they're going to be stuck inside, unfortunately, but we got the iron golem walking around. That's better than nothing, I suppose. And the other thing I saw mentioned was that we need to add a bit more detail and things going inside of here. Not necessarily man-made objects, but more natural things. And I agree with you. We're actually going to be doing some of that very shortly. However, we're not going to be adding in any greenery like I saw suggested quite a lot. I saw some people saying we should add in some glowberries and vines and stuff like that. And whilst that would look very, very nice, I feel like it's going to detract a little bit away from the beautiful amethyst if we're going to have like a pop of green all over the place. I quite like the grayscale with the shiny, I'm not good with colors, guys. Are amethyst purple? I think they're purple. I could be wrong. I'm sure I will be told in the comments if I am wrong. But yeah, that pop of purple we get from the amethyst will not be as strong if we add in a bunch of green everywhere. So all we are going to do very simply is just add in a couple of stone-like variants, starting with a bit of gravel. So let's grab, I don't know, 3 stacks of each should be fine. I was going to get 3 stacks of tough next, but I guess 64 plus 16 will have to do, and also a little bit of andesite with some wall, slab, and stair variants too. Where's my stone cutter? Let's just get a stack of that. So yeah, this is just going to add a bit of texture into our very, very stone wall, and just that alone hopefully will make it look a little bit better. There we go. That looks a little bit better now, doesn't it? Add in that little bit of texture, get rid of the blandness of just all of the stone. Hopefully that is an improvement. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. So I think, everybody, this is where we're going to have to end off today's episode. I do have a mighty task that I will probably be starting tomorrow in real life. I'm all out of time for today, but pretty much I need to do a whole bunch of resource gathering for the next episode, where we're going to be covering up the sugarcane farm that we built today. And it's mostly going to be made out of deep slate. And I think I worked out that I need over 6,500 deep slate blocks, which is like over 100 stacks. And if you didn't know, you cannot instant mine deep slate. So that's gonna be quite the grind. Something I am really not looking forward to. I think I'm gonna sit down tomorrow evening, put on some music or videos or something to keep myself entertained while I grind away those 100 stacks. It's not going to be enjoyable. Maybe I'll give you a big epic time lapse at the start of next episode. But yeah, it'll all be worth it in the end, because we will cover up this mess with something just flat out epic. I'm really excited for you guys to see it, but yeah, you're gonna have to wait until next week because this one is over. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.